Okay. Alright, today I will be teaching you how to do facial rigging or face rigging or animate the face, however you want to put it. So, first things first, import your model, which I already have done, and go to Utilities, go to GIMS 4 and start it. Then what you want to do is go to Open Formats, click the plus sign, and import ODR/ODD. Now you should already have exported all of Nico's models within the player PED, I believe it is. And what you want to do is have it in open format, which I've already done. And so we're going to be rigging to the head, obviously. So click the head, OOO_R.ODR. And it's just asking you for where the textures are located. I put everything in the same folder. So wherever you have yours exported to, along with the textures, make sure you select that folder. Alright, once it's complete, what we're going to do is select Nico's head and go to editable mesh. Yes. Select vertex, and it should bring up all these dots on his face. Then do Control A, the shortcut keys. Excuse me. After you select all on Nico's face, go down to attach and click on your model, which is the head that you're rigging, and press OK, and it should select yours into blue, your model that you imported. After doing so, unselect attach, press the delete key, not backspace, go to polygons, do another Control A, which is the keyboard shortcut for select all. Okay. Scroll down till you see set ID, select it, and you can either type 1 or use these keys to set it to 1. After doing so, unselect polygon, press M to bring material editor up, select a blank material, go to assign material to selection, and you can press that just to make sure that it shows up in the viewport. Minimize both of these, and let's begin. So first things first, make sure edit envelopes is selected or has this blue around it, and put a check in the vertices checkbox, go down to head. As you can see, it's already have some enveloping done to it, but we want to clear that so we can do our own. So click and drag from anywhere, mainly outside of where the head is, and as you can see, there's selected vertices being placed onto the face. And what we want to do is just get all the parts on the face. I don't want to select the neck. because you will have issues trying to re-envelope the neck. So after doing so, make sure we get it all. Okay. We want to apply the weights to it. Now you can click and drag and make sure it's at 1 to clear all of Nico's weights that's been applied to Nico's face. After doing so, you can click anywhere within the viewport to deselect it. And we're going to start first by doing the eyebrow, which is right here. So as you can see, the XYZ, I guess, axis or whatever you want to call this thing. I don't know what it's called. I believe it's called the axis, but I may be wrong. But anyways, you will see it move as you select the bones within this category, which is the bones category. So, alright, press F4 to show the edge faces. And what we're going to do is select, let me scale out, zoom to extent. That's what it's called, proper term. Alright, so I can get closer again. Alright. What we want to do is select all these, I guess you want to call them polygons, individually. So for the eyebrow, if you can get a good idea, it should be within this area. You don't want to go too far under, because then it'll cause some issues in game, which you will see later. This is just a quick tutorial, so I'm not going to actually go through the process of going in game and actually showing you those. You'll have to do on your own, because every model rigs differently, so you'll have to troubleshoot. It may work the first time, it may not, depending on how you align the model. Also, I didn't say this in the beginning or show it, but as you can see, mine is pretty much close to Nico's face. So Nico, I believe these are his eyes up here, but let me see if, just so you can get an idea, I'm gonna freeze everything. You don't have to do this. This is just to give you an idea of what's going on. Okay. Okay. And so as you can see, this is as close as I can get it without, distorting the 3D model that I have already imported. So you can try and, get it exactly. I mean, it's just all based on, how you want to do things. But as you can see, here's Nico eyes. These are whiskers. That's his nose and his mouth down here. It's fairly close, so I mean, things should still work. But I mean, if you had it back here somewhere or a little bit lower, too high, things may not work. So it really all comes down to getting things aligned close as you can to the actual model itself, which is what we're trying to rig it to. So I'm gonna hide this and get back to doing the envelope. So okay, Got a bit sidetracked, but that'll be useful information for those that's trying to rig. Okay. So this is the right eyebrow, the front part of the eyebrow. So what we want to do is select majority of these polygons or vertexes, whichever way you want to call it, whichever one you want to call it. So right about here, and that should be enough weight. That way it'll bend properly. Now you could try setting it to 1. I haven't tried 1, but I found that most of them work with 4 or 36 or any range between 3 and 4 it'll work, or 0.4 or 0.3. So after doing so, let's go to the next part of the eyebrow, which is this part. So you want to leave these selected so you can see exactly where you are. After doing so, select the rest of the eyebrow. Now this is just a quick tutorial. I'm gonna keep saying it just to let you know. I mean, if I take my time, I can do it properly, but it'll take way longer. So I'm just giving you a quick overview of how things work. Okay. See, where's eyelid? Okay, so to make the model blink, if I can get it to go, it's just not really hard to do these areas. It's the mouth that takes forever. So what you want to do is just select. I'm just going to do this quickly. I mean, I'm not going to actually sit here and select every last one, but to get good results, you would have to actually go in and make sure you click every last one of these for the upper eyelid. I usually set the eyelids at 1. It just varies on how far you want the eye to go down. I usually set it at 1 so it can go all the way down. Some models it may work differently, but that's what you do for the top one and also the bottom. So you apply the same. Well, I can go ahead and do it. It won't take that long. So you apply the same method as you did to the first one to the bottom. For the eye, you can click anywhere, go back over to the parameters, click grow. This way it can select all the pieces of the eye and set that to 1. Now I found sometimes doing this it don't work all the time, because sometimes the eye will start rotating. You can see inside the model head, which you don't want, because it just don't look pretty good. And some models it may work, some it may not. It'll make the eye start rotating outside of the face when he started looking around, so it kind of looks crazy. You'll see when you start doing it a lot. I can't really give you a good explanation, but okay. Also, I'm just gonna do the right side of the face, because what you do on the right side, you can apply to the left side, and it's basically just doing exactly what you did on one side to another. So okay, we got the eyebrows done and the eyes and the eyelid. Let's see. Most of these I'm gonna skip over because I don't really use anyway. I mean, you can to give it more, make it look even more realistic where all the muscles contract and decontract, if that's the right word. Okay, forehead. So I usually select most of these within this area. I suggest you don't do click and drag because it will select the polygons or the vertices behind. So it's not always good to click and drag unless you deselect the ones that are selected. So as you can see, these are selected, and also some back here. Now if you don't deselect these can cause issues. I usually set this around about that number within the weight properties, that yellowish color. So as you can see, it's the same exact thing on this side. Now for the mouth, this is where it gets complicated. You want to go up here to select by name, then you want to find C jaw JNT within this, which is right here. You click OK. Now as you can see, it may bring up a blank XYZ coordinate thingy, whatever it's called. All you do is go up here and press select. Now what you want to do is click on the Z arrow and oh shit, it's not working. Oh, okay, I forgot. Pardon me. You want to select the jaw and basically put it as much weight as you can on it. That way you can see it actually do something. Then go back to select name and go to jaw, and it should move. Now as you can see, it's moving, but you don't see the upper lip stand where it's supposed to be. So if he was to say something, this is how it would look in game, like this right here. So you don't want this. Now it's very difficult to make it actually work right. So what we want to do is click his face again, go back to head, make sure you have edit envelopes. Now you can see this area down here is now gray, along with these areas. This is yellow, that's yellow, the eyes are gray, and the eyelid is gray. Well, not this eye, but you can see what I edited now. Now as you seen on Nico model, it was more detailed. I'm not really good at enveloping because this is a very, very hard process, and it really would get frustrating, which you would find after you export into game. I mean, export out of here and import into Open4 and put it into game. You will find yourself needing to leave these programs open. If not, make a lot of saves. Like make setup points where you can come back and fix certain parts, because you're gonna find that certain areas are not acting the way they should. You're gonna have to apply weights, and it's gonna be a very tedious process, but you'll understand once you get the hang of it. So okay, back to the tutorial. Alright, So we want the upper lip to stay when the lower part moves. So we're gonna reselect this area. Make sure you don't select what you just edited, because then you will have to redo it, or you can just do Control Z. So we want to apply 1. Now I don't know if you caught that or not, but I'll do a Control Z so you can see. As you see, the mouth will move when I make that selection. So you can see the mouth moving now. Now we gotta fix this so it can actually open and we can see the entire inside of his mouth. So what we want to do is go back to the jaw. Where is it at? Okay. So this is where it gets real difficult. Press F4 to enable highlights, smooths, and edged faces. Forgive me for, sounding so slurred right now. Now, what we want to do is try to get all these vertices to act how they're supposed to. So I'm gonna try to see if I can find a good angle to get the lips. You might have to press F3 to go into wire mode. That way you can see it better. I know this is real difficult. Now, if you can see that it's moving down. So we want to make sure that all the parts of the lip are weighted the same with the jaw. Okay. Now this can get very boring at sometimes, so because you have to go in and do a lot more detail. Oh shit. Sometimes it'll be hard to locate depending on how complex the model you imported. I mean, if you got a model that's at a very high poly, you may find this process real hard to do. Okay, can't figure out why that was. So you're gonna have to keep going back and forth between head and jaw to make sure you deselect the ones that are selected, because they will not move if they're selected on the head and it's for the jaw area. Okay. So we got the mouth kind of open. Jaw. Now you can see this kind of yellow. It's gonna apply, between. It's trying to counteract and balance itself out between both weights. So you just want to apply, the full weight property to it, or whatever one, for lack of terms. Now, as you can see, the mouth kind of open, but the teeth are not actually moving with the jaw. It just looked like he has like some type of matrix type of thing going on. Where they make Neo mouth become one with his face. Now the difficult part is trying to get all these teeth to come down. I found an easier process. It works sometimes, it don't work all the time. It just depends on how the model was made. So go back to envelopes and try to find the one polygon or vertice and select it and go to grow and just click it as many times to make sure you try to get them all. Now you can see all the teeth are moving down. So we kind of got that part fixed. Now I don't know what's going on with this. Let's see. Okay. So this look like this is the tongue. I can't really tell. That was the jawline. Or the gum line, I mean. Okay, that's the tongue. Now we can see on the inside of the mouth. Now sometimes it may be easy, sometimes it may not. It just all depends on how complex the model that you're rigging is. So if it's a very high poly model, this would really be insane. Like, you wouldn't even imagine how many of these polygons you'll see on one face. Just to make sure we're on the safe side, you want to make sure that all of the vertices or polygons are same color. Because if you have, like, for example, I just do this just to show you. Say you miss this one little piece right here, and it was like at 62 or something. You may not see it just looking like this, like, oh, okay, everything fine. But if you go in game after you rig this, you'll find that one little piece right here will cause a lot of trouble, and you'll try to figure out, like, what is going on. Why is this one piece of the mouth acting different from all the other pieces? It'll be like a stretch effect. Like, you'll see it doing something differently than all the other pieces. That's why I say you should save frequently and make different copies. Like, for example, this can be copy 1, because you may fix something with this, and then next thing you know, you found something else went wrong. So it's just a lot of saving, and there's a lot of stuff you got to do to fix these issues. Now, there's more parts you can do. I haven't really gotten to doing like the lips. I tried on one model, but it really gets to the point where it's real difficult to make everything react with all the other bones, because they all kind of operate with each other, if that make any sense. So when one bone moves, the others kind of counter react. But I believe this is the end of the tutorial. If you have any questions, concerns, complaints, or comments, leave them on the video itself, which will be on YouTube. Oh yeah, see, this is what I want to show you. As you can see, this is blue now, and this is on the jaw. But if you go back to the head, where is it at? You can see it's kind of a reddish, yellow, orange looking color. You can't really, and you can miss things like this. You won't really see it. And it's also blue on the lip part. So as you can see, it started applying itself to other parts of the bones. That's why I say it get real complicated when you try to add every last one of these to his face, because then you gotta make sure they all balance out. But to fix that, you just select it, put to 0, then everything go back to normal. So, and also his face won't stay like this when you get ready to export it. So when you go back to editable mesh, it'll go back to normal. Now for applying materials, you should already know this, but for those that are new to the GIMS or whatever you want to call it, what you want to do is select the model, go to get, put yes, and then what I usually do just to be on the safe side is delete and do it again, and go to default, ped, select blend shape, go to color, put to black, and that's for the skin color so the face won't be extra shiny in the game. And you just put all these settings to whatever you are comfortable with, or whatever you think is best. Usually I just put this at 2, and this at 0.001, import, blah blah blah. And then once you're done, go to export, whatever the folder is. You export it to it. Face is back to normal. Close. Start open for. Go to this little icon right here. New. I already got all this set up so I can just do it fast. You can make a new folder and make a new image. Select it, yes. Go to new, import. Import, okay. Select it, do Control E. Then find the folder that it's supposed to be at, or the folder where the actual model is that you just exported, which is down here. Once you do that, open your playerped.rpf. Make sure it's in edit mode. Yes. Go to the little plus, click, and it will add it. And then start your game up, check it, make sure it's done correctly. And that should be all. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, rate, comment, like, dislike, whatever. And see you later.